Last week, yeah, we don't talk about last week because last week I went 7-7. Even though that's terrible by my standards, because me, I'm like a god. So, um, 7-7. Even though like it's average, it's not where I would like to be, and honestly, it's better than what I thought it would be because I don't check my record from the previous week until I start recording the video for this week. So I literally just checked what the record was for last week, and it was 7-7. And watching the games and all that, I was like, man, I'm gonna go like 4-10 this week. Cause I mean, to be fair, there was a few upsets. Like for example, you had Thursday Night Football. You had the Falcons beating the Panthers, and even though I called it, you had the Browns beating the Raiders, and then you had the Dolphins beating the Rams, and I'm pretty sure there was like a few other like little upsets here and there. So I mean, it is what it is. I don't care. But let's move on to this week, and let me just say this: for whatever reason, I feel like every single week I tend to get the Thursday night football game wrong. And this week, I just do not see a way in how I get this one wrong. I am going Green Bay in this one. I think San Francisco is, just extremely decimated by injuries. So I think Green Bay will find a way to win this game, and I think they should win this game. And if they don't win this game and San Francisco somehow finds a way to win this game with all the injuries that they've had, then I guess I'm just a curse when it comes to Thursday night football games. Whoever I pick loses, so I'm going Green Bay. I'm pretty sure Green Bay wins this game, like 100% sure. Next game, you got Denver at Atlanta. This one's a little tough one. I'm gonna go with Denver. I like Denver in this one. I like Denver a lot in the off season, and I wasn't too big on Atlanta and Denver. They were decimated by injuries early on, starting to get a little bit healthier. Even though Von Miller's still out for the year, but they are starting to get a little bit healthier. They got Drew Lock back a couple weeks ago, so yeah, I think Denver takes out Atlanta, and I really don't think Atlanta stands much of a chance because they suck. Next game, Seattle at Buffalo. I am taking Seattle. I don't think Buffalo is a legitimate contender. I mean, it's like a shame that this game is at 12 p.m. I think this game should have been moved up like to, you know, like maybe 4 p.m. Not necessarily prime time, because who in the world would want to watch Josh Allen on prime time? But I mean, it's a 6-1 team versus a 6-2 team. I mean, yeah, I don't trust Buffalo. Like, they got blown out by Tennessee, and I just don't trust them. I think Buffalo's that one team that's gonna make the playoffs, but once they face like a legitimate contender, they're gonna get blown out. And I feel like Seattle. Well, Seattle's not gonna blow them out because Seattle doesn't like blowing teams out. They like making things interesting. So I think it'll be close, like scoreboard wise, but I feel like it's in a game that Seattle is gonna have control of. Like it's gonna be one of those games. Like, yeah, the score was close, but Seattle had control of the game, pretty much the whole game. Next game, Baltimore at Indianapolis. Call me crazy, but I am going Indy in this one. I think Indianapolis's defense is very, very well coached, and I feel like their linebackers are extremely athletic and athletic enough to make Lamar Jackson throw the football. And we know what happens when Lamar Jackson throws the football. We saw it last week. Turnovers everywhere, inefficient offense. Yeah, to me, this game comes down to Indianapolis's run game. If they can get a run game going, that's game. If they can't, then Baltimore might come away with it because I do trust Lamar Jackson more than Philip Rivers, I guess you could say, because Indy really has no weapons. Baltimore has more weapons than Indianapolis, so Lamar would have more to work with than Phillip Rivers. So, yeah, it's pretty much a battle of defenses in my opinion, and I think Indianapolis' defense wins this one because they're very, very well coached. Next game, Houston at Jacksonville. I am taking Houston in this one, even though Houston had I think 3 linebackers get put on the COVID reserve list. I still think Houston wins against a rookie 6th-round scrub quarterback. So, yeah, and if you want a more in-depth analysis on that one, go check out my video that I dropped yesterday. Yeah. Next game, Carolina at Kansas City. I am taking Kansas City in this one. But I think Joe Brady will keep this one interesting. I think so, because, yeah, that KC defense is trash. Next game, Detroit at Minnesota. I am taking Minnesota in this one. I think Minnesota, last week they surprised the Packers and took them down. And I feel like this week they won't necessarily surprise the Lions because they're both bad teams. But I think Dalvin Cook will run all over them as well. And I think they'll do just enough to get a win against Detroit and go to 3-5. Next game, Chicago at Tennessee. Oh man, this one's an interesting one. Oh, 2 teams that I think aren't as good as their records indicate going at it. This one's a really tough one, but I'm gonna go with Chicago in this one. I like their defense more than Tennessee's defense. Tennessee's defense is god-awful, one of the worst in the league. And I think Chicago's defense is going to stop Derrick Henry. They're going to get pressure on Ryan Tannehill. And, he's going to turn the ball over. And, Nick Foles and that terrible Chicago offense going up against a terrible Tennessee defense. I think Chicago does just enough to beat Tennessee and get to 6-3 on the season, while Tennessee falls to 5-3 after a 5-0 start. Next game, New York Giants versus the Washington football team. I think the Washington football team, I think they win this game because of their defensive line. They're going to make life miserable for Daniel Jones, and that's literally it. I mean, who would want to watch this game? Next game, Vegas at LA Chargers. I am going with Vegas in this one, even though the Chargers have pretty much been in almost every game this year, I feel like. And they've choked away almost every game. I'm going with LA in this one. I feel like they get to 5-3 and the Chargers fall to 2-6. But hey man, start paying attention to Vegas, man. Vegas. Ooh, this one's an interesting one. Miami at Arizona. I'm taking Arizona because I don't trust Tua. He did god-awful his first game against the Rams, even though they won. I just don't trust Tua to beat Kyler Murray. Simply put, I just don't trust that. Next game, Pittsburgh at Dallas. Dallas gets the win. Psych, Pittsburgh in a blowout. Next game, New Orleans. Sunday Night Football, we got a good one. New Orleans at Tampa Bay. I'm gonna go with the Brady's, man. I gotta go with Brady. Damn. Yeah, you gotta go with Brady. This is gonna be a good game. I mean, hopefully it's better than the first one. What was it, week 1 that they played? Yeah, hopefully it's better than that one. Drew Brees versus Tom Brady. It should be so good. New England at New York. New England. Yeah, New York sucks. Really big ones. But yeah, those are my predictions for the week. Comment down below your own predictions for the week. And yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.